Hello, you know me, Scott Scoot as Frank Daddy, your favorite shoutcaster on YouTube. And, well, I'm going to start this by saying I'm sorry if you hear background noise. The only time I have today to record anything is during a very noisy thunderstorm. So if you hear any thunder or police sirens, I apologize in advance. So, I'm going to get right into this because I don't have a lot of time. And I'm still going to try to deliver the best quality I can. Now, as soon as the quality readjusts here, it looks awful. Yeah, that's just the stream. Anyway, right now, overclock, Kuban, Konzi-san, Take Fun, Seliver, Libic. I don't remember who they were last season, but they were definitely here. New sponsor, obviously. I'm glad for them. And then we have Gamers 2, which is Smitty J, Gilias, Perks, Jezus, and Hilva. I'm pretty sure I just pronounce it Hilva now. I struggled with that all last season too. But enough of silly names. Let's look at these comps right now. Looks like OC going for a lot of team fight, a lot of pick potential, a lot of catch. I mean, if you land one of these CCs, you'll land the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So they have a lot of pick potential in the Gragas, in the TF, obviously. He's the assassin backline, teleports back to the Callista and kills her. Then you have Malphite for the knock-up straight into the, the rest of the team. Super tanky. Don't exactly know where Kuban is going to be going with that. Well, it could be the top lane Echo. Could also be jungle Echo, top lane Gragas, but I haven't seen a lane Gragas in a really long time. He's a lot better tanky than he is anywhere else, it seems. Or it could be support Echo. With Malphite's out now, but Malphite's support has been picking up lately. I've seen it a few times in EU. Not sure if I've seen it anywhere else. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Gamers 2 with their, they have another really tanky comp, but they also have a lot of poke in the Nidalee. I don't like Nidalee jungle because she doesn't bring much to team fights, but she does have decent pick potential because of her assassination, and well, she has the poke, obviously. Looks like Gamers 2 are going to want to try to skirmish a lot. It's a little confusing because they also have like the huge team fight oriented ultimates with Vladimir and Hecarim. But then Hecarim can't really survive in a skirmish because his W cooldown, his heal, is so long that he can't get that up like 3 or 4 times in a fight. And his E cooldown, which is like, I think, 15 seconds at max rank anyway. I mean, yeah, he'll be building cooldown reduction, but I don't really know what G2 are going to be going for. It's going to be exciting to watch. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit so we can skip over this. I want to talk a little more about the comps. Yeah, Konzi-san is taking that Gragas jungle. Like I said, they're mainly picking and team fighting, so they're going to excel should they catch out anybody except for Alistar. Because Alistar not only has the unbreakable will to basically cleanse off any CC, but he can also get ulted away from Callista, or by Callista rather, so he'll be relatively safe. Vladimir has the pool, Hecarim has the ultimate, Nidalee, well, if you just lock her down for more than half a second, she's dead. So I would say OC have the better comp here, but right now Konzi-san taking 2 Nidalee spears and a few auto attacks, doesn't even care. What a guy. So he's going to be fine. Getting deep wards in on both sides, but they're not going to get the lane wards. So they're not going to be able to spot out where the 2v2 is going. And I can't say I've had much experience in the Malphite Urgot to say if it's stronger than Callista Alistar. Both lanes are pretty strong, but I think Urgot has more trading potential because of his auto lock on EQ combo, whereas Callista, well, she does have the rend. So off the top of my head, I would say that's an even matchup. but I don't know the math as much as, you know, a dedicated analyst would be. So I'll take another look at that in the future. This Vladimir versus TF matchup, that's also going to be an interesting one. That's not one you see very often. Takes a stun card out for the minion. Misses a CS. Misses 2 CS. Oh, what a guy. But nothing really special going on. The top laners are going to start in the jungle with OC and with the OC bot lane starting in the jungle as well. That means, you know, they're going to have a level 2 advantage. But it seems that G2, they also did the Grom, so level 2 taken by G2 first. That's going to give them a lot better trading potential. Well, Alistar not going to be able to get that combo, so he just smashes his head into the ground, and they all laugh at each other. They're having a good time. And now Celeber and Libic are finally going to hit level 2. Let's see how this Urgot Malphite can farm under tower. Misses 1 out of the 2, so yeah, so not too well. But now they have a pretty good freeze. Kuban against this Smitty J Hecarim. That's going to be pretty advantageous for the Echo, mainly because of all of his slows against the Hecarim. So that's going to be a winning matchup for him, unless Kuban has some assistance up there. It really does bring the damage, so the assassination onto Echo will be pretty viable. Taekwon actually going to get ganked first, has to burn the flash and the ghost, so that's going to be a huge advantage for Vladimir in the mid lane. Now just starting off slowly, mid lane gank, landing a spear, jumping in, taking the flash, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now it was good of them to not try to pursue that under the turret, because they are level 3, so they probably would have died to the turret and the TF, and it would have been, oh, major outplay, put that on the highlight reel. But, you know, smart move not to keep going. Celeber taking the bad end of the trade right there, and despite Libic's movement speed slows and attack speed slow, Jez is just not slowing down. Now, the thing about Malphite against Kalista is that Kalista doesn't care about move speed because she has the hop. You have to lower her attack speed if you want to be able to kite her. Luckily, Malphite's E is a very potent attack speed slow. Gilius gonna jump in on the Consley San, and he's gonna bully him out of his own jungle. Smitty J hitting level 5 before Kuban does. Able to get a decent trade in, but it seems everyone is trading everywhere across the map right now. Gragas just goes back to his own jungle, thanks to that regeneration he gets from his passive. And it looks like, Libic is going to take a decent amount of poke there. Kuban also getting bullied by Smitty J. Smitty J has the heals while Kuban does not. So Kuban going to be on the bad side of that trade. Looks like, they're going to try to go in on Smitty J right here. He doesn't land the slow. There is another slow. There's the knockup. Smitty J kind of go down. First blood. Easy kill. I need to stop something. Jezzy's also going to take a lot of damage from Celeber. The heal comes out too. Wow. So, really afraid of that mouth. Okay. Urgot. And meanwhile in the bot lane, despite a successful gank top and pushing that minion wave in, Dragon is going to go over to Cage 2. So, a really decent trade for both sides. One gets money on a hard carry. The other gets overall objective. So, it depends on your mindset, if you want to go for the 5th dragon or if you want to go for Snowball. Echo is a pretty snowball-y champion. He's only been out for a little while, so we still don't know his full potential, I think. There are probably a lot of different combos we still haven't seen that he is possible, that he can pull off, so he still has unlimited potential. And he's been played top, jungle, and mid. The last place we're going to need him to support, and he'll be as good as Season 3 Elise. Alright, so right now, just going back to farming. Perks doing pretty good on that Vladimir. He has a 10 CS lead. Strangely enough, well, yeah, I would say it's strange because TF bought boots, and 2 of Vladimir's 3 pre-6 abilities are not skill shots. They're reliant completely on range. Like, you're either in it or you're not. So the boots on TF, a bit questionable to me. He probably didn't have enough of the Doran's ring, so he said, you know, might as well go for boots. But that's not a mindset you should get yourself into, because then that's 325 less gold you have on the next pack. If anything, he could have bought more pots for the sustain, or something else along those lines, but he likes for the boots against a Vladimir, which I really don't see the merit in. Just looking at the ward setup right here, red side has so many great wards going up and down the river. A river ward just died, actually, where Hecarim is. Well, you can see the blue ward there. Right over here. There was just a red ward, but otherwise the coverage is pretty great for this red side. They should know when and where Gragas is going to be coming from. Now that he's hit level 6, he's probably going to want to get a gank off. And now that Celiver has hit level 6, he's probably going to want to go bot lane. That's where I would go if I were this Gragas. And the TF. Gilius gets his blue buff for himself. That's one of the merits of having a resourceless mid laner. Like, if I ever have a Yasuo or a Zed mid and I'm playing jungle, it's like, hell yeah, I get all the blue buffs. Just one of many of life's perks. Malphite jungle, though, it should be making a comeback. When Malphite support is making a comeback, Malphite jungle can too. Because it's the same problem with Nautilus support. He's just not tanky enough. Yeah, he has the R button, but if that's all you're good for, then pick someone like Sona who has sustain in the lane. Or Diana, who has a peel-heavy kit. So, these tanky... Oh, actually, Smitty J getting stunned up in the top lane. Kuban gonna get pushed off a little bit. Slowed up even more. That damage, though. Kuban is level 6, so easy dive. And, wow, he's actually gonna use his ultimate to get away. The gank top lane. And I thought they were going to try to donate that over to the TF because he did use his ultimate. He's not even going to get an assist on that. I would be sad. But a few ultimates used in top. Kuban getting another kill. Smitty J going down. That's an 0-2 Hecarim. And he is building the Cinder Hulk. Now, Smite top laners are something I love. I think it's great that they're basically defining this new meta in top lane where they're not hitting flash, which can, well, more or less, it's not like counterplay. And oh my goodness, they're going in on Jezzy's, and Jezzy's is going to get stunned up, and he's going to go down the limit. Here comes the top laners, huge stun onto Hliva, but it doesn't matter, they're focusing down Smitty J. Smitty J taken really low, Alistar still in the mix. Going down to half health. Here comes Nidalee. Nidalee is trying to throw 2 spears in there. But there goes Alistar down to the Kuban ultimate. And here comes another possible stun. It lands, but he gets the shield. And that's going to be enough to save his life. Kuban getting saved by that shield. And a great fight in the bot lane for this OC side. Very explosive. And suddenly it went from 2v2 to 4v4. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying about Smite and Ignite top laners, I think it's really cool how instead of, like, they're keeping Teleport because they know how important of a spell that is, and subbing it out for Flash, which is arguably the best summoner spell in the game. It lets you reposition wherever you want within a small radius. And I think that small measure of, like, adding more counterplay to the 1v1s, where it's like, okay, what's he got? He has Smite, so I have to watch out for no damage. Or, oh, he has Flash, so I have to watch out for, like, teamfight surprise initiations, or him being able to run away from me. Or, you know, just these kinds of things. It adds another level of intelligence that you can't even have to this top lane matchup. Like, I remember when top laners first started taking nothing but teleport, and it was basically, oh, this is gonna ruin the meta because they're not gonna take anything else. And still, like, even it's infected solo queue too. Like, if someone doesn't take the teleport in top lane, it's like, hey, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do that? And they're like, yeah. But nowadays, it's like Hecarim, who innately only really has one escape, taking the smite over the flash or the ghost. I think it's really cool because this will lead other champions to take smite over flash and probably make them viable in the top lane too. Like, I've been playing a lot of Malphite recently. Malphite top with smite and teleport. It's hilarious. It's so much fun. It deals so much damage, and in a fight they can't peel you off. It's just great. So I feel like we're gonna see, maybe in competitive games, some of these more off-meta picks come out and play with the Ignite and Smite. Like, they've been, Counterlogic Gaming has been teasing Riven every single week. And Zion is like, oh, I'm gonna play Riven, And it's like, is he gonna take Teleport and Flash? Or is he gonna take Smite and Flash? Or is he gonna take Teleport and Ignite? That's something I want to see. Because most Rivens in solo queue, at least, take the Flash, so they can escape better, get better initiations, get the Flash win scars at the end of the fight. But Riven is a super major champion. And here comes an engage in the bot lane. Jez is gonna get locked down. There goes the knockup from Libic. There, and Celebrator is knocked under the tower by Alistar, but it doesn't matter. Jez is gonna go down to the 4-man game. Here comes TF, and up top lane we're gonna have another duel. Kuban getting taken really low, not gonna get anything off of the damage, but he does get healed. Here comes Gilius, not gonna land the spear. Great dash away from Kuban. Sets up the stun underneath the tower so he won't get gold. And a great amount of fighting going on across the map. This shows us that 1, gamers 2 are not afraid despite their gold deficit, and 2, OC can do whatever they want because of all the lockdown they have.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Like, in that last fight, got locked down Kalista, they switched places, and then Malphite knocked him up, then Gragas juggled her, then TF came in with a stun and put him up. That's a lot of single target, and they do have a bit of AoE because of the Gragas ultimate, because of the Malphite ultimate, but they do still have only a lot of single target. So it's going to come down to who they focus, and it's probably going to be Gilius or Jez's that they focus, because nobody wants a Vladimir in the middle of the team. You could just troll pool out of there and be like, ha ha ha, you dumbass.
Clear as day.
Big fun, they'll be on the better end of that trade. Alright, so I'm gonna, if there's a dragon spawn, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to go back and talk about more off-meta top laner picks. But just like one last note on it, I really love the direction top lane is going, because instead of being like the Season 3, actually Season 3 was the Assassin meta, so we were seeing things like Pennon up there, and well, alternatively, Shen. So Season 3 is a lot like Season 5 in the sense that top laners were basically what they wanted to be. Season 4 was tanks everywhere, and that was awful. Nobody liked it, because at Worlds it was Malphite and Alistar. No, not Malphite. Maokai and Alistar with like 200% ban rates. Smitty going in again hard on Kuban. Gonna get the heal off this time. Kuban getting traded back and forth. And he's going to get ganked by Gilius as well. Here comes TF for the help. They're going to focus down on Gilius, actually. He is a squishier member, and the burst damage, coupled with the cracked thunder, Smitty J is not going to be able to do anything here. Or will he? Nope, here comes Perks. Will he be able to get the follow-up kill? And it looks like he will. Shut down on the TF for the Vladimir, but it seems like it's just too little too late at this point. 7-1 in kills, a 4K gold lead in favor of OC. So, what did we learn from that last gank? Watch the mini-map, because I had no idea Gilius was coming up. It kind of surprised me, but Yeah, more or less, they didn't have any vision. There really is no vision around the top lane, save for that one pink ward on the red side, and he wouldn't have been able to see Twisted Fate coming in. Likewise, Kuban, huge burst of damage right now. Look at that passive proc. But oh my goodness, Perks doing so much to Kuban right here. He's gonna try to go for the dive. No, he won't. He's gonna back off. But Vladimir, still a super strong champion. It looks like Gragas is in the area, but Perks is just gonna run away. Smitty J is in the bot lane. He's gonna take that side lane farm. And it looks like there's going to be a stacked top lane. Dragon was taken down by the blue side during that last engagement as well. So 3k gold lead. Wasn't it just 4k? Either way. 3k gold lead. G2 not looking so good, but they do have a really good late game comp. Well, as a matter of fact, both teams have a really good late game comp. And we can go into the semantics of which one is better or in what situation. The fact of the matter is, Libic is going to go in on the Gilius right here. Here comes the ultimate. Gilius going to trump in. Not going to be able to get the kill onto anyone. Here comes the stun from Take Fun. Nope, Libic is going to get the kill right there. Just that range. Kuban going in way too hard. He is 1v4 right now, but it looks like the rest of the team is going to get caught out right here. Smitty J going in on the Gragas. There's the hyperkinetic position reverser. Celeber put himself in the middle of too many people. He's going to go down. And oh, Hilva going to get taken down by the wild cards from Twisted Fate. Is he going to get chased? No, he won't. But it looks like Kuban might get taken down here. Will be able to fight? No, he's still being chased down by Callista. Callista has those hops. He's going to get the kill. And a great skirmish for both sides right there. That was a 3-for-3 overall. So, once again, Gamers 2 showing that they are not afraid despite this gold deficit. And they are slowly but surely making up what little gold they have lost. If we're going to look at the kill counts as well, Twisted Fate has 4 kills, already has that Lichbane, even before Zonia's or the other Luden's Echo. Always forget the name. Luden's Echo. And, well, that's a super high damage throw if he wants to dive on the back line. Echo, however, going for the Morellos so he can continue to throw out those Qs as often as he wants. And he's going for the Lichbane next, so we'll have even more damage proccing his E, proccing his passive. It's going to be insane how much damage he'll do through auto attacks. Then you have Gragas, who is, yeah, he is building up the Righteous Glory, so they're going to get those team fights. Gamers 2, not very good in team fights, and here comes a stun out of Take Fun. Will he get the hyperkinetic position reverser? It's just barely at range, but he's going to continually get poked down, and he has to retreat under his turret. Oh, it looks like Alistar is going to get deep. But that's because Perks is pushing this tower really hard. Wow, Hilva pushing Kanzi-san over the wall, but Perks is going to slip up right here. Gonna not even care about the Libic damage. Libic doesn't really have damage. Has the spell pen moves. That's something we didn't say. Here comes Kuban though, getting the stun onto 2 people. Perks getting taken down to about half health. And what's he gonna do? He's gonna try to turn it back in. Kuban taking really low. Gonna get knocked up against the side of the wall. And Perks is gonna go down. A really odd engagement from G2 right there. He should have just tried to run when he could. He used the ghost in that fight, so he could have run away. Jez is auto attacking around with Callista, takes the turret. Gold lead is, it's steadily getting smaller, 2,500 gold. OC looking pretty good. Gamers 2 looking pretty good. And another turret's going to come down in this middle lane. So, most outer turrets are down. There's still the top outer, which is at like 400 HP last time I checked. And, well, in other news, the thunderstorm has stopped. There's a really nice one too. Huge cracks of thunder. Great to watch. And here come the police sirens. But enough about me. This game is relatively even, and coming up into the mid game, I would say G2 has the advantage. Because there aren't enough resistances built up to, what's the word, wipe away all the damage that Nidalee and Hecarim and Vlad are going to do. Meanwhile, they have more damage potential because of the rend, because of the additional damage coming out of Vlad's ultimate. Kuban going to go really hard on Smitty J, but they're trading back and forth pretty good. Kuban going to get the heal off. Smitty J still has his ultimate, and he's going to use it to run away. If he had waited a few more seconds, he would have seen that Anticipate was going to lose his wild card, and he could have won. Libic getting auto-attacked by Alistar. That's not going to do much of anything. And there's the Zonies for the TF, so he's going to want to dive the back line. But he already used his ultimate. G2 bursting down this dragon really well. The Rend is going to secure it. No chance at a steal. And G2, they're still looking strong. Back down to a 3,500 gold deficit, but they're still in it really well. And will he get that ward? Yes, he will. What will Hliva do? Nothing, because Gilius is going to put down a ward. Take Fun is going to take his own blue, and he is looking to roam top lane, probably try to take out this Hecarim, but Hecarim is building that magic resist. He's going for the Spirit Visage, and, well, when 80% of the team is magic damage, I would say Spirit Visage is a great item. The question is, who's building the Locket? Because right now, Alistar has 2 items. And, well, one of them can build into a Locket, but that's going to take a long time for the Locket to come out. Meanwhile, Nidalee building Rod of Ages, getting tankiness. A really good idea to go for the Abyssal Scepter second item. Glad, because against all these burst magic champions, he's gonna need that, extra magic shred to get more damage in, get it back into his sustain. And, well, he's going to deal more damage to these people that are all building damage. He has magic resist himself in that item, too. So, they don't have any spell pen yet, aside from the Malphite boots. So, I mean, Malphite's damage is not that big. So, the spell pen boots coming out of Malphite, more or less useless. Unless he builds a mask next and has, like, AP on his rune and mastery pages. Once they hover over him, I'll take a look, but I doubt that he would take AP as a Malphite. Now looking at it, the Zonia's for Twisted Fate is an armor item. I mean, he buys it purely for the passive, so he doesn't die. But the fact that it is an armor item, he's kind of losing out, because a lot of the damage that's going to be coming out of G2 is magic damage. Now, you might think Hecarim, his Q and his auto attacks, but his ultimate and his W are no laughing matter. His ultimate contributes to a lot of his burst damage, and that is indeed a lot of damage if you've ever played Hecarim, even if he is building straight tank. I mean, if he's building straight tank, then most of his damage is going to come out of his ultimate, because he doesn't have the attack damage to back up his Q or his E or his auto attack. So in reality, that armor is only really going to help against the Callista, who is building the Blade of the Ruined King, so she's going to have a lot of attack speed and health shred. So while it's not going to do that much to take fun, armor, not a good buy. And I would advise the rest of the team to not really buy armor, save for a Frozen Heart. know, I just took a look at Urgot's build, and he's the one with the Frozen Heart. So that's really all the armor of this team's going to do. Perks going to take him really low. He's going to get killed. There's no doubt about that. He's trying to run back towards the Smitty J. Smitty J is going to try to run interference, but there's Kuban as well. Kuban going to flash over the wall, try to blink. Gilius is getting taken down by those Urgot Qs, but here comes Livid. There's the hyperprotective position reverse on Smitty J. Smitty J is going to ult straight out of there, and now Hliva is left alone. Hliva going to get thrown out of there by the Calista ultimate, and that is a 1-0 match. A really big fight resulting in only 1 kill. That was pretty interesting. G2 has a lot of tools to get themselves out of a bad situation. They have, well, Nidalee hopping, Hecarim ulting, and Kalista ulting, as well as the troll pool from Vlad, who got a little bit caught out. But that's the power of the pick comp. They can even, pick off this Vlad. So, whatever G2 is doing, they're doing it right. I'm sorry, did I say G2? I meant OG. It has been too long since our last shot, Cassie. Kanzi-san gonna get knocked up a little bit, juggled around by an Alistar. He doesn't care, he's Gragas, he's a fat man. He can take a punch and a spear and a headbutt. And gamers too, they do have a lot of pushing power in the Kalista Hurricane and in the Vladimir the Tides of Blood. So they're gonna be able to anti-siege. They're gonna be able to siege. But actually, yeah, there is no but here. G2 is gonna be able to siege really well. And the problem is they don't want to get close, so Sullivan won't. And it looks like OC are starting this battle. And it looks like G2 are moving in. Here comes Smitty J, getting the ult across 4 people. Sullivan gonna get bursted down, can't even use his ultimate. Perks getting knocked up. Smitty J super low right here, is gonna be able to escape. Yes, he is. But Perks gonna go down to the TF. TF gonna go down to Gilius. And now Livic is kind of caught out. Here comes the ultimate. Alistar getting thrown in, gonna knock up Livic. And it looks like it's a double kill for Gilius. Sullivan's still caught. He can't do anything. He's out of the fight. He still has his ultimate. He couldn't use it at all. So I kind of want to go run through a replay of this fight. So yeah, it starts around here. Let me just pause it. Speed. Let's do it at half speed. So, oh Jesus, that sound. So right here you have the Hecarim ulting in. Kanzi-san, he's gonna, well, I don't know why I mentioned him, he's not gonna really do anything. But here you see you have the entire G2 lineup coming in down the river. Meanwhile, you have Malphite and Urgot kind of cut off right down here by this banana bush. So these 3 people down here can turn it, or these 4 rather, once Kalista gets there, can turn it this way. But Perks has to go and help Smitty J. So they leave Gilius, Alistar, and Kalista to turn. And I'm wrong. I didn't anticipate the flash forward ult in from Hliva, but he gets knocked up on the Celebar. Celebar has to flash out this way. Libic is then immediately going to be jumped on by Gilius. Libic doesn't really have anyone to ult. Perks is in his troll pool, and for the sake of everything godly, I am going to mute that. He ults in as soon as Perks comes out, but he only ults 2 people, and they are the tank and the massive sustain, so he doesn't really land a favorable ultimate. Kuban is taken super low right here. He has no option but to run. And now it's just OC. They got a little bit caught out doing the Baron. Now they're running away. Libic and Urgot can't really do anything on the other side of the fight. Perks just goes down to the wild card going through right there. We all know that this guy right here, Take Fun, is going to die. Jez's cleanse is off something. I don't exactly know what. But here comes the Alistar. He's going to miss the knockup onto Celebar, but get the one onto Libic, and that's going to be more than enough. And then they're still going to be able to chase down. Blade of the Ruined King just went active right there. So, if I can run through this fight one more time without being completely incorrect about what's going on, we could break this down. So right here they're doing Baron. Terrible idea. Baron is beating up on them. Entire team sees it. They're coming this way. Malphite is caught out by Banana. The other 4 are right here, running away from Baron. Smitty J ults through 3 of them. This puts Sulliver and Kuban right on the front line. They do not want to be here, because there's Vlad, there's Nidalee, and then Alistar is bringing up the rear. So there they go. Perks gets a good ultimate onto the 2 carries. Kuban is going to come back over here by the Baron, deal damage to him thanks to his ultimate. And then Baron is going to try to spit at him one more time, I think. No, he's not. So Gilius got a bite onto Kuban. And right now, it's just utter chaos. Libic is going to come in to try to save something over here. Sulliver is way too low. He has the Vlad ultimate, so he's going to get bursted down for half of his remaining health. And to turn back into the fight would be suicide. Callista isn't even here yet. So let's watch what happens when Callista finally does get here. Kuban bursted down by, I'm not entirely sure what. There were just way too many skills flying around. But here comes Jezz. He's going to start auto-attacking all over on this side. I don't know why he comes up this way when he could have kept auto-attacking Libic. But he's going to turn back around. Oh, he cleansed off the Malphite slow. And then that's just the end of the fight right there. Long story short, OC got caught out, and they got punished really hard for it. And now I will return to not being factually incorrect. And paying attention to the game. I don't know if Gillies and they have he has the heals, they have a bunch of systems. Gilius smites it for more mana. That's funny. And it's gonna go down. Dragon is the next option on the table. And Gamers 2 gonna rotate down to get that. Gold lead now even. With the Baron buff gives the advantage to G2. Third Dragon buff also gonna give them the advantage. So G2 bringing it back really well in this game. I can't say I'm surprised that they were able to bring it back, but it was pretty awesome to watch. And from here, it just looks like they're going to want to take, well, all of the remaining money that are left in the towers. So G2 are going to want to rotate top, take that, rotate mid, take the mid inner, rotate bot, take the bot inner. And it looks like they're trying to cheese in the bot lane. There goes Kiev. Echo is also still down there, but Hecarim, a little wise to it. He's going to go and ward the river. They have the Sentinels in the bot side of the jungle. And here comes the gank into Smitty J. Smitty J is pretty tanky. He's gonna be able to get out of there using his ultimate. Takes one, still chasing after him. Smitty J gets stunned up, can't get healed, taken down. Great pick from Kuban. That Twisted Fate was helping Kuban so well. And it looks like Alistar is gonna get caught out here. Doesn't matter how much damage you resist when you're still taking all of it. And that's gonna be another easy pick. And now this time Kuban gets picked. It's just pick after pick back and forth. And OC is getting the better of it because they're the ones taking Baron buffs off of people. So it looks like they're going to leave Urgot to split push on him. He doesn't really have wave clear. All he has is that poke. And G2, they don't really have a wave down here. So Urgot actually going to leave that mid tower to its own devices. They know Smitty J respawned. They're rotating back towards mid, and well, OC doing a real good job of making sure G2 can't do anything with this Baron. What is G2's next move? Rotating mid. Alright guys, let's group mid. They just gotta wait for Alistar and... Well, this tower is low, they're gonna be able to take these. They do have pretty good siege. They have 3 ranged on their team, so they're gonna be able to control the bar. That's like going back to LCK where Monte Cristo talks about the 5 ranged champions comp, where it's like Elise was still popular and Kennen support was being played. And it's like, yes, I can see the advantage of having 5 players that have range. They can attack and move backwards. But when 3 of them deal no damage to auto attacks, can you really call them an advantage? Like, Kennen support, Elise, jungle. Like, yeah, sure, they're all ranged. They could take towers from a safe distance. But in team fights, that's not a major advantage. All you need is someone to jump on you within your range. Doesn't matter. You're in melee range now, son. Oh, Smitty J. Hugely caught out, but he's going to be able to run away. Huge escape from there. Celeber, the next one to get caught out. Doesn't even matter what his hyperkinetic position reverser does. And now G2 on the front foot. They're going to be marching down towards whatever turret they want. They don't have Baron buff anymore, but they do have map control. The reason I said hyperkinetic position reversal so much is because it's a great dangerous skill. And one of my favorite Reddit threads to ever hit our League of Legends was, how would you describe your sex life? Using a League of Legends ability. And I said hyperkinetic position reverser. It was great. My friends laughed, we all had a good time. Anyway, getting back to the game. 2 Zhonya's hourglasses on the side for OC. And it's more or less just for actives, really. Going back to what I said earlier, they don't exactly need the armor, they just need the Zhonya's. Know what I mean? Deathcap is on Twisted Fate, and I'm surprised he hasn't actually built a Luden's Echo yet. But I can see the merit in going straight for Mo damage. His attack speed is pretty high too. Oh right, his he gets it passively. I think it's his stacked deck. Dragon is going to spawn in 40 seconds. Baron in the next minute. And OC, they're kind of running around like a headless chicken. They really don't know what to do. Their pick comp is started to fail them because G2 started grouping. And that was the story, really. And it looks like Hecarim just now is starting to build that Trinity Force. So the classic 40-minute Trinity Force about to come out for this Hecarim. Granted, yeah, he does need the damage, and it looks like that armor stacking was a good idea in the end. Livik, pretty tanky. He has a Frozen Heart as well. I don't think they really need to stack up on this. Dragon is going down pretty quickly. It will get rended, so there's going to be no chance at the steal. That's 4 dragons for G2. Baron spawns in 10 seconds. So OC does have the map advantage. Poke down onto Kanzu-san. He's going to get caught out a little bit. But all that zoning, he's going to get stunned up. A huge amount of damage going down onto that Alistar. He won't be able to sustain all of that. And it looks like OC going to rotate towards his Baron. They're going back right on top of a ward. But they're going back nonetheless. And it looks like Nidalee, are they going to stop this? Smitty J getting slowed. His initiation almost killed right there. And it looks like G2 are going to push him out of the pit. TF actually rotates top. He does have the Lich Bane. He will be able to take that tower. And now G2 behind the enemy team. It looks like the fight is finally going to break out. Percy, Smitty J get knocked up. Smitty J goes in. 4-man ultimate. Take fun. Getting cleared away. has the perks ultimate down onto him. Kanzi-san going to go down to the Tides of Blood. Celever still super low. He's going to take out the Hecarim and the 2-for-1 skirmish so far. Celever has to run the wrong way. You're retreating towards the enemy base. What are you doing? Where are you going? And it looks like this is going to be another Baron for gamers too. I was just thinking how like each caster has their own like specific style. Like D-Man and Quick Shot are completely different in the sense that D-Man always has no idea what's going on and you can't believe what's going on. And then you have Kobe who just screams at everything. And then you have like the Korean casters who I remember in an interview with Monte Cristo, he basically said the Korean casters shout ability names during team fights and that's it. They don't really say what's going on. They just scream like unstoppable force, hyperkinetic position reverser, wild card, that kind of thing. So I was just thinking about what I was saying in that fight and it's like, what was I saying? I don't think I said anything of value. I was just naming abilities and people. So that's either my style or I have to work to change it. But it's just cool to think about what casters, like what other casters do in what other regions outside of the Western ones. Because it's like, they try to be more or less play-by-play during super hyper team fights where there are 30 things going on at once and it's like, you can't play-by-play that. What can you do? You can really only follow one champion and commentate what they're doing, or you can try to just say, oh, this guy got knocked up, that CC was used, the bunch is going down, item is used. So I guess what I'm saying is it's difficult to come up with a style when you don't really know what the rest of the world wants in a caster. Luckily, not much has been going on. It's just been rotating around there, trying to take the turrets. Gilius healing himself with that Primal Surge. I think that's the name of the spell. That's another problem. I don't know every single spell name for every single champion in existence. And there's a new champion coming out, and he has more spells, so it's like, But inner turret gonna go down, inner top turret gonna go down. Hilva or Cleva getting poked out right there, taking down to, well, about a third health, but then he was 2/3 health. He was healed for Italy. Italy has so much AP that it doesn't really even matter. If you get poked by her, you're gonna die. If she can just heal whoever she wants. Back to full health. It's quite annoying to play against Italy, but they don't really have a formal poke comp, so at least it's not like quirky Italy and Kennen where they're just doing nothing but throwing abilities at you. Plus, with the recent, I say, the changes made a few months ago in Italy where they basically made Kobayashi like an OP health. He's only slightly OP now. But that's in an environment like this where you have the skirmishes, you have basically a better team fight despite having a middle. You get everyone? 2 ultimates burned in the top and Take Fun gonna get turned around on. Smitty J getting melted, but there goes Take Fun as well. Smitty J is gonna try to turn it back around. He will, but he's gonna get taken down. So that's gonna be a good good pick onto Smitty J from Tate. Oh, the spear just barely misses and misses again. Kuban and Take Fun both have Lich Bane. They are not afraid of Gilius. What are you doing, Take Fun? Dodging left and right. Gilius, are you even going to try? It looks like he is. Take Fun wants to go in on this. Gonna burst down Gilius, but Jason just gets 2 auto attacks in. Burst was not enough coming out of this 6 item Twisted Fate. And here's the dragon. Dragon number 5. It's 4v4, and the smite is up for Gilius and Kanzi-san. Cleaver's trying to push them off of the dragon so they can take it themselves. And it's working. It's definitely working. Here comes Gilius. The rest of the team isn't just here yet. The 3-man knockup. Celeber knocked him in the middle of everything. But it's going to get taken by Gragas. Oh my god. Gilius in the middle of the fight. He's going to ult out of there. Actually, jump out of there. My bad. And here comes Jez's. Oh my god. Smitty J coming in off the teleport home guard. And it doesn't even matter because OC is all dead now. Huge ace from Gamers 2 to take out Overclock. And even though they saved the 5th dragon, they're gonna lose their entire base. Now, let's go back. I don't want to watch that replay. Not that replay. Further along. Alright, so let's start here. We'll start at 0.5 speed. And right here, just wait for the 3-man knock-up. This is beauty. Cleva just walking around, trying to zone them off. Kanzi-san. And then Q flash knock-up. Celever gets bunched back in. But the rest of the team is focusing the dragon. So they can't exactly focus down Celever when dragon is the main objective there. Luckily, blue team slays the dragon. Kanzi-san with the beautiful smite. And then Gilius really caught out right here. Zonya's. And now Perksy gets his ultimate onto 2 people. Kuban taking a huge burst of damage right there. He has to ult just to save his own life from the Perksy damage. And then here comes Hecarim off the teleport. Boom! He only gets his ult onto 1 person, but it looked fancy as hell. And then on the backside of this fight was just Jez's and Cleva winning the 2v2 on that side. Celever just knocked into the wall, killed, aced, and the game is virtually over at this point. And from looks at the time, it is over, because Gamers 2 are just going to run down mid and finish off the game. A great steal from Kanzi-san, but the rest of the team really shouldn't have been there. See, this is why like professional analysts have the advantage on their fights, because they can just like sit and watch the same clip over and over again, 15 minutes they have before they actually get the analyst. But that was a fantastic game. I'm looking forward to more EU Challenger series, and I am Scott Scoot as Frank Daddy. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, leave some constructive criticism. If you really like me, you could follow me on Twitter and Twitch. And if you really like me, you can donate to me using the link below. I do not take anything below $5 because if it is below $5, PayPal will take the majority of it. So, once again, thank you for watching. I'll be back with more later, eventually. I'm going to cover all of the day 1 games just like I did last season. And, well, to be fair, if I currently have some job offers on the table, and if I have the time after I get one of them, I will continue shoutcasting. If I don't have the time, I'll see what I can do. And if I don't get the job, then I'm just going to keep shoutcasting. So, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Or later tonight, depending on how much Prison Break me and my friend watch.